Oh dear. Move that round a bit. Oh, I'm causing a right mess here. How's that? Oh, that looks better. Yeah. You take my slippers off. You get comfy. You know? Oh, there we go. Got myself a cup of tea. You know, it's going to be serious when Hannah's got a cup of tea. There we go. Right. Now, Hannah, try and look as if you're not sleep deprived. You're not stressed. And you know what you're doing. Or just don't. Oh, right. Hello. That's a bit better. Yeah. I'm happy with that. That'll do. This whole intro just suggests how my last 3 weeks have gone. Anyway, hello. It's been a while. Been a very long time since I've sat down and done a video. So I'm going to start by apologising and explaining, trying to justify it. Last time I spoke to you was, I think, the week of the 13th of April. Was it? It was a week in April, put it that way. And I gave you a little update on what I'd done. Since then, I've been rather busy, and it hasn't always been work related. So I'm going to start there, and we'll just run through it, and I will just give you an update on everything, whether it's work, life, just gonna have a little chat. You know, we're gonna have a little chat because I have missed it. So get comfy, grab yourself a drink, grab yourself some snacks. I should have brought a snack up. Never mind. Grab yourself a blanket. I know it's warm out, but you can never be too cozy. And if you're planning on doing some work or some extra stuff, or you're gonna clean while you watch this, get cracking, because this is gonna be a long video. I can feel it. I'm going to try and be as quick as I can, but I cannot promise that will happen. So, do we start normal stuff or do we start work? I think we'll start normal stuff because that's going to be the quickest to get through. So, since I've last seen you, my aunt came up to visit with Archie and we had a really nice week. I think it was a week or 2 weeks. I think it was a week. And in that time, we went to Nottingham to go and see Death on the Nile performed at the Theatre Royal, and it was amazing. I think I've seen 4 Agatha Christie styled plays now, and they've all been really, really good. So I've seen, I think I might have seen more actually, unless I'm wrong. Mirror Crack from Side to Side, The Mousetrap, Then There Were None, Murder on the Orient Express, and Death on the Nile. Yeah, I've seen 5. I was wrong. And they've all been amazing. Death on the Nile was slightly different as to how I've seen the film versions of it, but the ending is very much the same. But it was brilliant. The whole set design, how they demonstrated the side of the boat, I thought was just so clever. The cast were amazing. It was really, really good. So if it's still touring, which I think it is, but check out their website and grab yourself tickets if they are doing a show near you. I also know that as of the end of this year, beginning of next year, my door has a habit of opening on its own and it freaks me out a little bit. I think it's because Mum's opened a door downstairs. Either that or I'm being haunted by someone. I kid you not, that is the spookiest thing. I don't know if you can see it. It's just opening on its own. Can I put something in front of that? Bear with me. I'm back. I've put my fan in front of it because I got a bit scared. I got a bit freaked out. Yeah, so Death on the Nile was really, really good how they did the set designing of the side of the boat, and it was really, really clever. And I know that as of, I think it's end of this year, beginning of next year. Sorry, I look a little bit like an egg because you can't see my hair. I know that I think as of end of this year, beginning of next year, the Hollows is touring UK and Ireland. So, oh, I'm literally falling apart. I will check that out as well. I'm going to dance, obviously. But yeah, the only negative about that trip was I got a fine because I went through a bus lane. But in my defence, they'd closed off the normal roads, and the normal route I would go through Nottingham, so I panicked. And it was very, very close to the theatre performance dying, so but I paid it, so it's fine. But the play itself was amazing, and I would recommend it. And any future Agatha Christie plays that are going to be touring, because they're really, really good. Right, next. After Nottingham, the following week was my birthday. I'm 26 now, and I'm feeling it. I feel like every year as I get older, I just feel like I'm getting older. Whether it's I ache more, or my knees click, or it's my personality, I become more of a grandma. But it was a really, really lovely day. Spent it with mum. We did presents and cards and that lot, just generally chilled at home, and then we went out for a spot of lunch. And then just came back and chilled for the rest of the evening. It was really, really nice. Kind of just like my perfect way to spend my birthday. Following on from that, because my birthday was on the Friday, I think it was the Friday, we made it like a long birthday weekend kind of thing. So on the Saturday, we've started saying that at the last Saturday of every month, we're going to do like a continental style dinner one night, and we're going to try and make as much of it as we can, or we're going to try and cook it rather than just like ordering a lot of it in. So the first weekend we did KFC, which granted we didn't make, we went out and bought it, but we were treating ourselves. And then the Saturday after my birthday, we did a Chinese. So we made a sweet and sour, a chow mein, and then we bought like the prawn toast and the spring rolls that went with it. It was really, really great. I think May we're doing like Italian. So we're gonna make a tomato pasta that my mum once had when she went to Italy and she fell in love with it. And we're gonna make pizza, which is gonna be interesting because we've never made pizza. But it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. And then following on from that on the Sunday, Mum and I went and took a trip to the cinema, which is something we very rarely do. And we went to go and see the new Michael Jackson biopic named Michael. Now, I've grown up with his music, as I think most people have. But I would never say I was like a hardcore fan of Michael Jackson or anything. And I think recently Mum and I had taken a bit more of an interest into the allegation side and things like that. We'd watched a couple of documentaries on him, and we were quite interested to see both kind of sides. And then the Michael film came out, and we thought we'd go and give it a go and we'd see. Oh my God, I loved it. I went in with no expectations because I didn't know a lot about Michael Jackson and his childhood and that lot, and it really opened my eyes quite a bit, to be fair. Some of it was really quite like upsetting and heartbreaking as to how he was treated growing up and stuff. I won't give too much away because you have to go and see it. But having the music as well, and it was brilliant, honestly. And it was that good. Mum and I went to go and see it the following Monday on bank holiday. So if that doesn't tell you it's a really good film, I don't know what will. So if it's still in cinemas as I put this up, please go and check it out. If it isn't, please get the DVD or rent it when it becomes available. It's so good. And I'm pretty sure, I've got like a hair on my neck and I can't, there we go, got it. I'm pretty sure they're starting to film part 2 and I cannot wait for it to come out. So please go and check out Michael. Yeah, it's really, really good. Loved it. Is that all my randomly home updates? Let me just check my calendar before I say it is and then I realise I've forgotten something. No, it is. No, that's literally it. Okay, marvellous. So, work. Oh, maybe we'll do that bit first. So, wait a minute, because I've got to go and get one. Ow, I've leant on my foot. I feel like I'm losing circulation in my foot. So, on the day of my birthday, or the 3 weeks leading up to my birthday, I was doing a weekly reveal of different parts of the book cover of my next book, which is Deadly Greetings. It's out 7th of July. Sorry, I'd lost the screen and I need the screen for this next bit. And then on the 24th, I revealed the full cover and the book went on pre-order. So it is now available to pre-order. And I've realised that on here, unless I've shared it on a community message, I haven't shown you the cover. So I'm going to do it now. I don't know how well you can see that. That's better. There it is. This is Deadly Greetings. This is my 4th book. This is insane. Yeah. That's so good. So this is now available to pre-order. I will say, whilst pre-order will still be up until the 7th of July, if you want the book to be delivered around the day of release, you have up until the end of May to order it. If you order it after that, I can't guarantee you will get it on release day. But that is only through my website. Purely because end of June, beginning of July, I'm away on holiday. Of course, I will be away around the date of release. So all the pre-orders that get sent through my website, I'm going to be taking on holiday with me so that I could go and find a nearby post office and send them off so that they don't arrive too early, but that you still get them on time. So that means once I've left this house, I can't take any extra copies with me just in case. So anyone that's ordered it after the 30th of May, or is it 31st? End of May, it's whether I've got copies that I can quickly make one up and take it with me, or if I'm going to have to order in a new batch of copies, in which case I'm really pushing it before I leave. So that's just a little heads up. If you definitely want the book on the day of release arriving at your house from my website, or around it, you'll either get the day before, the day of, or like the day after, then please have your copy ordered before the 30th of May. You might be lucky, I might be able to push it to like the last week of June, but depending. So far, I've had 12 pre-orders, which I know doesn't sound like a lot to some people, but I'm really proud. I'm really proud. 12 pre-orders is not bad going for somebody that's marketing it all on their own and this, that, and the other. So I'm very happy. I think I'm about 6 orders off of reaching 100. So if anybody fancies helping me reach that goal, please pre-order the book. Or if you haven't ordered any of the books, check out the website. I'd appreciate it. The website has had a revamp. So, just a little revamp. But there is the book. I'm really happy. I'm very, very happy. Yeah. Okay, that's that. Right, let me have a quick slurp of tea and then we will do a work update. Right. Work. big bit. I think with everything else that's been going on with being busy and stuff like that, I've really struggled with motivation this last month going into May. Don't know why I knew said February. No. Going into April and May, I've really struggled with motivation. So I would probably expect to be further into the book than I am, but I'm not. I'm trying not to beat myself up too much about it and ultimately failing, because I can't be on 100% form all the time. So when I updated you 13th of April, we'd gone through the basic book ideas that I'm not going to show you for too long, character list, and the characters section, and this is the locations, which I can't remember if when I spoke to you I'd completed or if I was halfway through completing, but I have now done. Then I went on to writing my clues and links to all the different suspects, and the post notes over the top are additional points that I hadn't previously written and now don't have room to write. I do that basically so that I know each character I'm including has a purpose and has a motive. And that helps so much with my planning, because throughout the book I'm then able to slip in where I'm going to put the clues or the motives and things. So that's basically that. I was reading a book recently, which was, I'm staring at the title, Everyone on This Train is a Suspect. Let me show you it. Because I'm going to have to talk about this as well, because holy crap, it's a great book. I need to really stop sitting like this, but I find it quite comfy. It's just killing my foot. So the train, it's because I've just read the title. The book is Everyone on This Train is a Suspect by Benjamin Stevenson. My mum was given this book, I think for Christmas or her birthday, and she read it recently, and she just kept saying to me, I can't understand it. I can't understand it, but I don't get it. It's not your normal murder mystery book. I'm just not enjoying it. And she was explaining it to me, and she was like, I think you'll enjoy it far more writing this kind of genre yourself. You're gonna maybe understand it. It's done in first person, which is a book, I will be honest, I'm not normally a fan of reading. I prefer third, because it feels as if I'm sat back watching, that I can have an opinion on what people are doing. Whereas when it's written in first person and it's if you're the character, there are certain things the character might do in the story that I personally wouldn't do. But everyone has a preference. I write my books in third person, so maybe that's why I prefer it. But this is basically set about the train, the Ghan in Australia, the GHAN. I'm assuming it's Ghan, I just don't want to pronounce it wrong. But knowing me, I will have done. And it goes from one side of Australia straight to the middle to the other. I think it goes from east to west. I could be very wrong. But on this train, goes straight through Australia. And on this train, they're celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Australian Mystery Writers Society, and they invite 6 authors to do talks and to celebrate, if you like. And Ernest Cunningham, who is the author of this book, feels quite like an outsider of it. He's only had one book, and compared to all these other authors who have done really well and are quite well known, he feels very much out of it. Until a murder strikes and one of the authors is murdered off. I can't really share much more about it. The only thing I can do is I will read you the back and you can take it from there. So, how would you find a killer when all the suspects know how to get away with murder? When the Australian Mystery Writers Society invites the world's best crime writers to a festival aboard the Garn, the famous Darwin to Adeline train, it's a who's who of crime writing novelty, and me, the lonely debut author. But when one of us is murdered, 6 authors quickly turn into 5 detectives. We're all experts in whodunits. Together, we should know how to solve a crime. Or commit one. Someone has to solve the case, but can I really outsmart the experts and catch the killer? But the way this is written, it's almost as if he is describing how you write a murder mystery novel using this case as he's solving it. Because he goes on the train trying to find his next book idea, someone is murdered, so the book is then solving this. It was just really clever. And I loved it. And as he was talking about things to do with writing, it made me sit and think, oh, I'm not doing that in my own books, or maybe that's something I should look into. And the way, just generally, he wrote about the motives and the clues, and a lot of the things he just kind of slipped into passing comments that you completely forgot about until the end when he highlighted them and said how they were a clue. And it's something I feel like I wasn't doing very well. I had a lot of reflection from this book. It's probably something I should write as a blog post, because me trying to explain it now is, I'm clearly not wording it as well as I'd like, but it was a really, really good book. So all I can say is, if there is anybody out there who loves a murder mystery and wants something a little bit different, or a murder mystery that describes how all these beloved authors that you love write a murder mystery book, or you're an author of a murder mystery book and you want inspiration for your next one, or you want tips to improve, I would check this book out. I think it's amazing. And yeah, he has another one out, which is Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone, and I'm going to buy it and read that as well. And I'm going to find time to sit and annotate this, which is something I never do with a book, but I just think with some of the things in it, it's something to look back for or look back on later on. So that's that. And that does link to my writing, I promise, which I will get back onto. I have a slurp of tea. My mouth is so dry. I clearly need to stop talking so much. So we got clues, links to different suspects. And then we got to one of my favourite bits, which is the murderer and death or deaths, depending on how many we're doing, because I'm not going to share that. And all I write here really is who's the victim, where it happens, what the murder is, the murder weapon, and any like extra notes. So motive, clues, red herring, anything else I can think of that would link to it. I write on here. And then we get into the big bulky bit. We get into the main planning. So I have on my phone my just general brief notes for each chapter. This is then where I write down in excessive, and I mean excessive detail, what happens in each chapter. Many people will say, I can just write a book off the top of my head and I don't need a plan. Some people will say, I'll have like a structured plan. I am one of the people that say I need to have something so in depth that I practically have the whole chapter written. I'm just filling in like any filler sentences, or I basically need to know every single inch of what happens in a chapter, because I know that knowing my luck, I will think of something and go, oh, I'll include that in that chapter. I won't write it down and then I'll forget about it and it will never get included. I give myself a page for each chapter. However, a lot of the time I run out of space. So I've then got 7 or 8 or 9 post-it notes that go with it because it's continued. But I'm going to show it from a distance and hopefully you can't see it. So this is my chapter 1 example. So I have the date, the setting, and then I just basically plan it all out. This also means though that if I'm halfway through writing another chapter and I think of an idea for a previous one, I can just go back and add it onto a post-it note, stick it in here, and then as I'm writing that chapter in full detail and out as a draft, I can just slip that bit of information in where it links, etc. So I like to be in-depth planning so that it's not overwhelming in my brain, because I think if I just went, I'll start writing a book and I'll only go off the brief plan I have, I would get so lost. I've already, as I've been planning these, been adjusting things on my brief plan so that things flow. I've mixed chapters about. I'm a definite planner. In this sense, I am such a type A person. In real life, I'm such a type B. I'm so different. But at the minute, I have my prologue, my chapter 1, chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and I finished chapter 27 planning last night. I still have about 5 chapters left to plan. I was really hoping I would have been done by planning at this point because I've already had a month. But as I say, things have just got very busy, and I've not always been in the right headspace to be planning all day, and I've just had a lot of like motivation blocks. But we are slowly getting there, slowly but surely, I hope. And once I have done this plan, I'm going to then go on to making my timeline, which basically where I write in my diary and I write on my calendar on my phone the dates I expect to have each chapter written, and then the edit completed, the book cover done. I have a full timeline of deadlines for every single stage of the book so that I know roughly when it will be completed, and then I can put that in conjunction with the pre-order date, the release date. Because I thought about this the other day. When I wrote the previous book in 6 months, I was like, yeah, I'm going to write this book in 6 months. This will happen in 6 months. I've already had a month and I'm not starting to write it yet, which is worrying. But it's more worrying because I know when this book is being released and it has to come out this year. And if it doesn't come out this year, it has to wait until a certain time next year. So really, this book is a now or never. It has to be written and it has to be completed by this year. I can give myself 7 months to complete this at a push, but other than that, it really is work your ass off, Hannah, because you don't have time to waste on this book. So I think I'm stressing myself out quite a bit about it, but I am sure once I get to the stage where I sit down with pen and paper and I get to start writing it, I always find with that stage, I start writing a draft and I get so into it that before I know it, I'm halfway through the book or I'm 3/4 of the way through and I've written it. But I'm hoping for anyway. I'm really hoping. But other than that, I really haven't got any other updates. I've already kind of sketched out a book cover idea, which is great because I'm, again, one step ahead in something else that I wouldn't normally have been, or is another element I could completely forget about. I just need to create it. But I'm sure I will get there. I always do. I always get to this stage where I go, oh, I can't do it and I'm struggling and I'm not going to be able to get this book out. and then a light bulb moment hits and I'm off. I've just got to get to that light bulb moment, you know. Everybody pray I get to that light bulb moment soon, because it's looking really dim at the minute. But other than that, that is my update. That is just me. It's all I've done. Sounds really exciting, but or not exciting, because I haven't done a lot. So I'm gonna leave this here. I would also like to add, I hope you're all doing very well. I hope you're all having a very productive month, whether it was April or May. Yeah, let me know. Let me know one thing you did well in May. No, April. See what I mean? I've hit a wall. I've hit a brick wall. I haven't done this for so long, I'm now out of touch with it. So we're getting back. Don't worry, you will be back to weekly update videos, I promise. And as we get near a holiday, I might be bringing you along with me. So we're going to explore a new holiday site together, which will be fun. We have to take another drink, hold on. I don't get how people do public speaking. My mouth is so dry. Would you like an update on my reading book goals for the year? You might not be interested, but I'm telling you now. So I set myself a goal at the beginning of the year that I was going to read. Is it 24 books? Is it 24 books I was going to read this year? I feel like it would have been. But, you know me, I'm sure I did 24 books for the whole year. And I have so far read 7, and I'm on my 8th book. That's not bad, you know. That's not too bad. I will take that as a win. That's well done, Hannah. Yeah, 7 out of 24 books, which is pretty good going. So, props to me. Well done. For someone that really doesn't or hasn't stuck to reading in years, I'm actually pretty chuffed, and I am enjoying it. I don't know why I sound so unsure, but I am enjoying it. I think, yeah, maybe I'm finally discovering the genres I like, which is more of your murder mysteries, and one genre I do really want to get into. I don't know if it's a genre, but I do have a lot of or I have a few self-help books currently sat on my shelf staring at me, and I do need to read them. But then I look at the shelf above it where it's all the fiction books that I have to read, and I think I'm just never going to have enough time to read them all. And I don't think I'm the type of person that can read 2 books at the same time, like on the go. I don't think I could do it. But I'm sure I will. You know, never say never. So I am going to now leave this here, because the chapters aren't going to plan themselves, and I need to go and sort my life out. Just sounds so accurate for me. So I hope you're having a good week. I hope you're having a great start to May. April flew by. I'm hoping May isn't going to fly by just as quickly. I would like to have a slower month, if that's okay. If anyone's listening and can slow the month down, please do so. And yeah, if you would like more updates on me, check out my website where my blogs go up. Check out my social medias, specifically my TikToks, where I will put more videos on there. I'm trying to do more marketing on there as well, so check them out. And my Instagram, where I'll upload stories every so often of an update. And my Facebook. Doesn't have many updates, but it does have some. And yeah, I am going to come back to you next Sunday. And I apologise I have been away so long. I am sorry this has been quite a rambly video. Hopefully next one will be just a little bit calmer, more chilled, not as chaotic. Okay, thanks. Love you. Bye. Oh, don't forget, pre-order or order my books. Thank you. Appreciate it. Bye. I don't know the words. I don't know the words. Get me working, working daily. Get me working, working daily. Get me working, working daily. I don't think they're the full words. I don't think they are. Oh well. You know Hannah's not organised when all her birthday presents are still sat on the floor staring at her. She hasn't put them away. Yep. Oh, also, if my sister is watching this, the matcha making set, bloody love it. Thanks for that. It's exactly what I needed. It's fabulous. And I am going to try the birthday cake matcha. I just want to finish the pack of matcha I already had. But it's great. And I love it. I've got the whiskey. It's so good. Cheers. Stop talking, Hannah. Stop talking. Yeah, I'm done. Let's go downstairs.